Hi, this is Dr. Dave. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about themes and how the themes can influence exactly what you see in your blog. What you see in front of you is a class blog that I use for a finite math class, and you see it has a nice header up here that has a nice photo. It has a menu here with access to different parts of the course. Here are where the posts appear, and if I scroll down, you can see that I've got some widgets on the side that display posts within the blog. If you go ahead and click on one of the posts, it'll take it in here, and you can see there, this is talking about solving a linear programming problem, and eventually you start seeing some mathematics here, some large matrices from the simplex method. Now, when you choose a theme for your blog, you want to be very, very careful. This is a very, very readable theme. It's the WordPress 2010 theme. But watch what happens when I grab this window and make it narrower. Here, still looks pretty good. Let's make it a little more narrow. And at some point, what you'll see is as the window gets narrower, it begins to cut off the text here. And as I make it narrower and narrower, it just becomes totally unreadable. Now, on a mobile device, a lot of the time these GIFs will resize, but they resize in a way that sometimes the GIFs are just way too small to read. And if this is a student site, you're expecting your students to be doing a lot of reading of the website using their smartphone or a tablet. This is probably not the kind of behavior you want. Now let's look at a similar website. This website is one that I use for a larger audience. It's a math fact website. And it has the same post that you just saw, but in a slightly different format. Here in this particular theme, this is the WordPress 2014 theme. It's got a sidebar over here. It's got the posts in the middle, and it does have some nice menus that you can use up here. So let me go ahead and scroll down. Here's the same post that we were looking at before. And let me scroll a little bit farther till we get to that mathematics. Now you remember before, as I narrowed the window, what happened is at some point I started to cut off the text. But watch what happens here. Move it in a little bit. Things resize. Resize. Notice it's always keeping the text on the page. And at some point, what it'll do is it'll take that sidebar and it'll actually move it to the very bottom of the page. But watch as I continue to pull it in here. Everything stays on the page. It always fits the text to the size of the window. And I can get this pretty small. And at that point, what it'll start to do is it will start to resize these GIFs, and the way it resizes them in a way that's completely readable. So if I go all the way down to the bottom of this, I can see that sidebar is now at the very bottom and allows me to access things. Go up to the top. Everything would be completely readable on this particular website. So what this is this particular theme is a responsive theme. And what that means is as you make the window narrower, it will reorganize the content in the window so that it fits on devices that have a very narrow window, like a smartphone or a tablet. Both of these look perfectly fine on a PC or a laptop, but the problem becomes when you make things narrower and narrower and narrower. So when I go ahead and choose websites to use with my students, I like to make sure I use responsive websites. That way they can read it on any device they might have. When you're looking for themes, look for the word responsive in it, and that's usually a good sign that it's going to have this kind of behavior.